My conception was an event Sarita often talked about. My birth was a little unusual, and things became even stranger from then on. I was born into an unusual family, one whose ancestry could be traced to the Eagle Knight lineage of ancient Aztec people. Those designated to be Eagle Knights were respected as wise men and advisors to their communities. Like our communities today, theirs were comprised of politicians, soldiers, farmers, and artisans. When I use the word artisan in relation to these ancient people, I also mean artists of life, or Toltecas, as they are called in our storytelling. A reality based on words wisely spoken and beliefs playfully chosen was their form of art. Among the wisest, there were individuals who fought against the poisonous fear that so often comes from human thinking. I didn't always know what I could become, or might become, while I lived in this human body. It is true that there were spiritual warriors existing even in my immediate family. At the time of my birth, my mother was already a known curandera, and to her healing practices she applied many of the sacred rituals that she'd learned from my grandfather, Don Leonardo. His father, my great-grandfather, was called Ezequiel. Although trickster was the word most often used in describing him, both with humor and with a little fear, Don Ezequiel was seen as a living legend by the adults around him. To children like me, he was the shadow, the specter, and the all-seeing eye. We weren't sure what mischief he had made in his life, or what sorcery he might still be capable of making. But we children spoke of him in cautious whispers, just in case. His name, like the names of all ancient shamans, was breathed with wonder and reverence. Even as a young man, I couldn't have dreamed that words like shaman and trickster would someday apply to me. I wanted a respectable life as a medical professional, contributing what I could to the overall health of humanity. Never did I imagine becoming the one my mother had predicted I would become, or that I would be serving humanity in the way she had described. Like all her stories about me, the story of my conception was always told in mythological terms. Most of her accounts sounded that way. The stories she told about our ancestors were as reverential as those told about saints and angels. I never really believed my own story the way she told it to everyone, but in time I became aware that she saw it as her story. My conception and birth, my immersion into the world dream, and my return to her, to the ancient beliefs and practices, all of it was about her. And in very important ways, she was right. It was about her. Her stories were expressions of faith in herself. Seeing how she lived her life with this kind of faith was the greatest of all lessons for me. It appeared that she gave credit to God the Father, and that she yielded to the will of the Blessed Virgin. It appeared that she was constantly begging the saints to support her cause. It appeared that way because it was necessary to appear that way. But her power over people and over the events in her own dream came directly from the faith she had in herself. That faith gave life to her story. That faith gave life to the sick. And it was that faith which gave life to me. Sarita recognized the couple immediately. The woman in throes of ecstatic lovemaking was herself as a younger woman, before Miguel was born. This woman was naked and full of passion. The younger version of Sarita was mounted on her husband's lap, moaning with pleasure.